Well, if, as the polls suggest, Anthony Albanese will be Prime Minister this time next week, it won't be hard for genuine Liberal supporters to understand why cracks have appeared in the foundations of the Liberal Party. Last year, Campbell Newman resigned from the party. He's now standing for the Senate in Queensland for the Liberal Democrats. Why is he an outstanding candidate? Well, the answer is simple. He can articulate what the Liberal Party once stood for but now doesn't. In resigning from the Liberal Party, Campbell Newman said the party had, quote, failed to stand up for our core values of fiscal responsibility, smaller government, support for small business, the elimination of red tape, and the defence of free speech and liberty, unquote. He said, keeping people safe and keeping people free are not mutually exclusive, even in a pandemic. Campbell Newman is a fiscal conservative par excellence and a Liberal on key social issues. John Howard was able to keep his broad church, the Conservative and Liberal wings of the party, together. So did Tony Abbott. They enjoyed resounding political success. But we've reached a point in national discourse where people don't feel free to air their grievances, and that includes MPs, and they don't feel confident that their views on behalf of voters have been heard. I speak to at a lot of functions. I ask people to raise their hand if they really feel confident and free to express their opinion. Barely a hand goes up. You can't make policy progress or intellectual progress without the spirited exchange of ideas and without regarding someone with whom you disagree as the enemy. Campbell Newman joins me. Campbell, thank you for your time. How is the Senate campaign going?
Well, Alan, we're giving it our best shot. I guess one of the most surprising things, if you'd asked me about this some months ago, I'd have said, well, surely a former Premier and Lord Mayor would get a bit of airtime in the mainstream media. But here in South East Queensland, that's been our biggest challenge, to be honest. And I'm not whinging about it. When I've gone regionally, we get great coverage. People are interested to hear about the Lib Dems and our policies, particularly when we're talking about dams and irrigation schemes or fighting to deal with telco black spots. But here in South East Queensland, the media don't seem to care. And I think that's part of the problem. The media don't want to cover, the fundamental issues that Australia faces. They just want to have a duopoly sort of debating.
Or there might be an agenda, Campbell. There might be an agenda. I mean, the points you highlighted in your resignation from the party, those points must be addressed. I mean, sometimes people only repair the house after it's been burnt down. The Matt Keens of the party would have you believe that the party should move further to the left. And that belief has most probably pitchforked Labor into government, hasn't it?
Look, that's delusional stuff from Keane. Look, the problem is that the Liberal Party don't represent their values. If you go to their website and you can download the Statement of Principles and Values and then go through, and you can find out very clearly, Alan, they're not standing up for small business. We've got a yawning deficit this year. It's about $79 billion. It actually could have been $20 billion lower if Frydenberg had actually not started to spend the windfall gains from, our vibrant export economy. I mean, the debt of Australia is going to go up 37% by 2025 under this government. And we've then got inflation. And I put to you this evening, the reason for inflation is because, yes, some of it's imported, but it's also because of reckless spending. If you're a Keynesian, you'd know that you should be, you'd have the view that you should be cutting back when you've got a mini boom, which we have now. Higher inflation is as a result of profligate government spending and an RBA which has been asleep at the wheel, and the result now is higher interest rates. So it is a sad state of affairs when a coalition government has gone this direction.